Hey, what's up YouTubers? Lee John Blackmore here at Super Easy Guitar. So this week I'm going to give you 5 things to make sure you know before you book your first guitar lesson. Now, if you've been playing for a year or you've just bought a guitar and you're kind of desperate to get in front of a tutor, then these things will just, get you prepared, ready for that first lesson. Okay, there are certain things that you can do yourself. It's no big deal. Your tutor may correct them, but that's okay. At least familiarizing yourself with a few things beforehand will definitely kind of speed up the process and help you start getting to where you want to be quicker. You don't have to mess around with the, not so important stuff, okay, or the basic stuff, right? So I'm just going to take you through very quickly 5 things that I think, from my experience, would help you massively in your first couple of lessons, okay? Obviously, having an online Zoom lesson is going to be very different to being sat in the room with a tutor. If you can get in the room with a tutor, nothing will beat that experience of learning. However, if you are doing an online lesson, one of the most important things I would ask you to do is make sure that I can actually see your fingers when you're sat in front of the camera and being sat comfortably. The amount of people that have been laying on sofas and stuff and I can't see their fingers and, or I can, see their crotch or something and it's just like, oh my gosh. So just sort out the basics, and being able to hear you would also be very important. So just do some tests before you get on. Now, into the guitar stuff. Number 1, holding the guitar correctly, no matter which knee you're putting it on, whether you put it on your left knee or your right knee, or what, if you're a left-handed guitarist or whatever, it's very important to be sat with good posture, and so you can reach the strings. Sat in a chair with arms probably isn't ideal unless you sit at an angle, but make sure you're comfortable, because if you're going to sit down for 20 to 40 minutes, you might get really tired. So just find a position where you're comfortable and get used to it, okay? So number 2, the first thing you can do when you buy a guitar, you've probably already done this, but learn to tune it yourself. Don't be intimidated by tuning the guitar. I've got this little clip-on thing here that just clips onto the end of my guitar. And it's just a little box that lights up, and it lights up green when it's in tune and red when it's out of tune. They're quite kind of old-fashioned. These days, people use their phones. So you can get free apps. All you have to do is a quick search. There's free apps for guitar tuners. And they're actually made very, very simple these days. A lot simpler than when I was learning. And I had to use pitch pipes and tuning forks. And we used to listen to the dial tone on the telephone back in the days when we had dial tones. So you guys don't have to do that these days. You get all these neat things, and actually some new guitars tune themselves if you're posh enough. Okay, you can afford one of those things. Now, before I get any further into it, I want to thank my good friends over in String Swing that have sent me this fantastic guitar rack. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guitars hanging there. It's aluminium. It looks great. It's super sturdy. And also underneath, they've given me a wooden rack for my cases. So thank you so much, String Swing. You've doubled my studio space here, and it isn't a big studio at all. So that's fantastic. If you're interested in their products, guys, there's a link below to their website. They're a family-run company. They're based in the USA. They ship worldwide, and they're super cool guys. So check them out. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, okay? So now you've got comfortable on the guitar, you've tuned up. Now, you're sat with your tutor, especially online, this can come in handy. Learn the open string names. Make sure you know them. E, A, D, G, B, E. The easiest way to learn that would be Eddie, 8, Dynamite, Goodbye, Eddie. Okay, and then you're good to go. So when your tutor says, oh, can you play the open G string? Yeah, you can do it. Open A string, you're just going to be able to find it. So that's going to save you a lot of time. you know, just by learning these basic things, you can go straight into learning a song, okay? Number 4, familiarize yourself with tabs. If you're going to have chord sheets or if you're going to have PDFs or stuff like that, you might be wondering what all these symbols are. Actually, they're really super straightforward. The lines just represent the strings going across, and the numbers just represent the frets. I get so many questions, people asking me what are these things for, you know, and it's just a quick search, guys, and you can work it out. So, for example, if we wanted to learn a basic song, that would just be open, open, 5, 5, 7, 7, 5, 5. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. And if you were to play it on the, say, B string, the second string, it would just look like that. Okay, so they're straightforward. And you might also see these other boxes, and these are for chords. And there's no reason whatsoever why you can't have a go. Don't be intimidated by them, and even if you can't do them, have a go. Your tutor will take you through them. Now, some tutors don't like to teach chords early on. That's fine, you know, there's nothing stopping you having a go. For example, here is a D, okay? D chord, and you see it's kind of in a triangle, and you see the lines going down represent the strings, as if we were looking at the guitar like so. And then the lines going across are the frets, okay? So if I was to play a D chord, I'd play it like this. You can see my fingers like this. And then on the block, it just looks like this, okay? So there is a D chord, and always start a 1 finger at a time, okay? If there's a little X on there, usually it means try and avoid that string. So if there's an X there, if you hit it, no big deal. And by the way, I am using a guitar pick. You don't have to use a guitar pick when you're a beginner. Not all tutors will want you to play. You might want to play with finger picking or something like that. So it's no big deal, okay? These are just suggestions. Now, so tip number 5, go away and learn a couple of little riffs, you know. Some basic riffs like that, or you know, what I was doing at the beginning, just on 1 string. Learn just a riff on 1 string. So perhaps something like that, right? It's all on 1 string. Yeah, when you get more confident, you can get really fast with it. But all I'm doing there is very, very simple. So you can just, you know. There's all these super easy little songs. I've got loads of them on my channel. Check them out, okay? And some of them come with tabs as well. So you'll be able to find the tabs on the VIP section over on my website. Okay, guys? So, and now finally, you know, people come to my lessons all the time with expectations of turning into Van Halen overnight. Now, I would love you to turn into Van Halen or Joe Satriani overnight, or whoever your favorite guitar players are. But the fact is, these things take time. And just booking 1 lesson, well, you will learn a lot, but you might not get to where you want to get to in 1 lesson. That's why, you know, we kind of like to do a course. I don't make people book courses. You can book one-off lessons with me, of course. But I'll always recommend doing a handful of lessons, because then you can work towards something. So, you know, kind of limit your expectations, because you have to do the hard work. A tutor will mentor you, they'll take you in the direction, and they'll help you, and all those good things, they'll support you. But at the end of the day, you have to be the one that does the work, okay? No matter who your tutor is, if your music tutor is Jimi Hendrix, it doesn't mean that you're going to turn into Jimi Hendrix, because you have to put the work in. Sounds kind of obvious, but the amount of people that come in with huge expectations. So be realistic, guys, at the same time. These things take a while to happen. They don't happen overnight. And you must have patience. And most of all, just enjoy what you're doing. Now, I've never really I always tell my students I never really practiced ever in my life, because playing the guitar for me was just playing, whether I was practicing or not. It was just, time on the guitar was just fun. So just have fun with it. And I really hope that those little tips have helped you out. Go and book yourself a lesson. Enjoy. Let me know how you get on in the comments box below. And if you have any suggestions, also let me know. I try to read all of the comments. If you have any requests, you can find me over on Instagram. And if you'd like to support me over here on my channel, guys, I've set up a PayPal donation button over on my website. Or there's some merchandise, some t-shirts for sale below. And I do make a small percentage of them as well. So look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks as always for your support. And I'll see you again the same time next week.